So this year, a lot of players have switched to the Riddell Axiom 3D, which is the newest, safest helmet across the NFL's helmet rating system. And along with a couple other helmets, it's tested even better than some of the older helmets with a Guardian cap on top of it. And this is really good news, but there's one thing we have to fix. This new visor clip placement that's been popping up is not the move. Now, part of the challenge when they first released the Riddell Axiom a couple years ago, it came with its own included built-in visor. And that's because it had no top bar to the face mask, and with only the bottom bar, there was nowhere for a conventional visor to attach to, so they actually built it into the helmet. Now, when this helmet first came out, the visor is completely unbranded, so we didn't know if Riddell made it in-house or Oakley made it for them or who's making this visor. Now, this is fine, but the only issue with this is a lot of guys like to do a lot of different cool things with third-party accessories on their visor. Guys like colors, guys like styles, guys like bubble, guys like flat. Everyone has different preferences, and the Axiom in its current state kind of took that customization away. Now, before the Axiom, visors were always held in place by having a visor clip that went around the face mask, and the clips were always on the side. Yes, of course, this is a shock visor. Now, taking these visor clips and moving them from the side of the face mask to the front means number one, they're going to be in the player's field of view now, but also number two, they're more likely to get dinged up and maybe even broken. By the way, I'm Tony, and if you're new here on this channel, we talk about everything football equipment, so if you like that kind of stuff, you like news updates, subscribe down below. Now, with the introduction of the top bar to the Riddell Axiom, it's allowed different options and different visors to come into play. And we've seen a lot of weird stuff from teams this year as they basically try and figure out the different combos. But now that the Axiom has a top bar option face mask, it's actually allowed the addition of other visors and other accessories to go on, and teams are basically trying to figure out the different combinations. Some of them are really weird, so we're just trying to figure out what's going on here. So let's start by looking at the visor. So the shape for the Axiom visor looks really similar to what they did on the Oakley Edge visor, which was made for the Visus helmet. And it kind of has a jagged on the side where it kind of matches up the angle of the face mask, and then also has the visor tabs at the top. The big difference is the Edge visor has the tabs on the side like a normal visor would have, but now this new Oakley Axiom visor has the clips in the middle. So the big question is, why would they do this? So the main reason they did this, we're actually going to talk about later, so stick around for that. And the second reason is custom face masks. Custom face masks have become super popular around the league, and with that means it's harder to make a universal system that fits for every visor on every face mask. It's just tough. Now, outside of that, it's been really interesting to watch different equipment managers and players figure out different combinations to find out which one is best for them. Marcus Mariota is a good example of this because he started wearing the Axiom 3D in training camp this year, and he's worn like every combination possible. He started out with the Riddell Axiom visor that's built into the helmet. Then he tried an Oakley Pro visor with some Under Armour clips that are unbranded. He also tried out the Oakley Axiom visor, the new one in there. After that, he tried the same Oakley Pro visor, but moved the clips to the side and put them on this kind of weird angle. And after that didn't work, then he went to the Axiom specific visor made by Oakley with the clips in the front. But again, it really shouldn't be this complicated. So it's not a great look. Who do we blame? Now, the first person we can look at here is going to be Riddell, but honestly, I don't think they have a big part in this. They basically created a new helmet, they came out with a new visor system that worked with that helmet, and then they released it to the players. This new visor system worked with the bottom bar and top bar versions of the face mask, and we've seen different players use this combination like Jalen Hurts, Ezekiel Elliott, and Brad Robinson Jr. Now, Oakley might be to blame for this because after all, they designed the Axiom specific visor with the clips in front, and it doesn't look good. But you also can't get mad at them because they signed a massive deal with the NFL to show the Oakley logo on every visor on the field. Now, everyone starts wearing this helmet that can't show an Oakley logo. They should be pretty pissed. The other challenge is the Riddell Axiom has two different kinds of face masks, so they have top bar and bottom bar face masks. Now with the bottom bar face mask, you have no choice but to use the Riddell Axiom visor because there is no top bar attachment like a normal visor would use. So on that one, you have no choice on that, and you cannot use any Oakley visor. That's a problem they still have to solve. Now the top bar face mask is what we're talking about here because when they have the top bar, they can have a visor in it. You can use the Oakley specific visor in there. Again, it is ugly, and another problem they have to solve. So the last group of people we can look at is technically the equipment managers because they have a lot of say what the players on their team wear, even down to like the chin strap covers. Some equipment manager staffs are a little more stingy than others. That's why you see teams like the Cowboys, they're all wearing Drymax chin strap covers because they are more expensive, but they're super high quality. Where the Raiders, they don't wear them. Shout out Drymax, big channel sponsor. Now here, if you look at someone like the Chiefs, their equipment manager has figured out how to use the Riddell Axiom visor with the top bar face mask on a bunch of their linemen, so they figured it out. But if you look at someone like the Chargers, they figured out how to use the Oakley Axiom visor with the Axiom helmet. So again, they're preferring kind of the new style, although we think it looks a lot uglier. And also, one of their equipment managers put zip ties on Gus Edwards face masks through the holes that are made for the visor. We're not even going into that right now. And then also, if you look at the 49ers and Bills, it looks like with Fred Warner and Deion Dawkins, they're using an Oakley Pro visor made for a Speed Flex on their Axiom, and they seem to make it work. I don't really know. There's basically one finger left to point, and that's at the NFL. Now, I think the issue here is over the past couple years, the NFL has been pushing the manufacturers harder and harder to make more safe helmets. And what did Riddell do? They made the safest helmet they've ever come out with, the Riddell Axiom 3D. And the caveat to this helmet helmet being it has no top bar to the face mask, so it allows the shell to flex better, and because of that, they had to make their own visor as well. Now, if you're the NFL, you also have to keep Oakley happy because they're a longtime sponsor. They pay to put that logo on every single one of those visors. But now you have the safest helmet in the NFL that you also can't use the Oakley logo on, and that's the problem the NFL's created here. I don't know, I don't think Oakley cooked up this visor in a lab overnight. They've probably been working on this for about a year now, and it'll probably take them another year or two to get a better solution. All we know is what they're rocking right now is definitely not the look, but if you have a different opinion, leave a comment down below. All right, I'll check you next time.